Trouble to come see us without at least spending a little bit of time. Plus, I heard the way that you ingratiate yourself to voters is to stand on things. So I found this park bench here. I'm really humbled that you took time to spend with me, and really appreciate your motivation to help bring about something that will not only win an election, but help us begin to win an era. What's at stake is not just the next 4 years, it is the next 40. And I am concerned about what the world will look like in 2054 when I get to the current age of the current president. America can be in good shape then. We've got to be really serious about what's ahead of us. And we've got to have a new vocabulary, not different values, because the values of our party are the right values.
Yes.
But maybe we got to find a new way to talk about some of those things.
No.
Maybe we've got to learn that freedom does not belong to one political party, and if it does, it certainly isn't theirs. We got to recognize that security is not left or right. But to the extent anybody's talking about security for the 21st century, it's those of us who are not embarrassed to admit cybersecurity matters, not afraid to say that white nationalism is a security issue, and absolutely willing to call climate security the security challenge that it is. So we got to stand up for our democracy. I know I'm in the state that gave us Granny D. So I'm preaching to the choir on this. But we got to tell everybody, because we will not be the democracy we claim to be if we tolerate districts being drawn to where politicians get to choose their voters instead of the other way around. It's not the democracy that we believe we are if we have a situation where the American people can get overruled by the Electoral College. And maybe it's worth a structural intervention, make sure the Supreme Court doesn't keep going on this path toward being a political institution when too much is on the line. I'm talking to you as somebody whose marriage exists by the grace of a single vote on that body. Let's make sure that body... Now, every time I fool myself into thinking, because there's a big crowd and a lot of flashbulbs going on, that I'm really famous, something happens that cuts me down to size. I was on the plane getting ready to come up here. I was in line, and a few people came up in the airport and said, "Hey, Pete, you know, something nice. Hey, Pete, voting for you. Hey, Pete, really glad to see you." And this lady next to me said, "Well, you must be Pete." I said, "Yes, I am. I'm in Manchester, because the election." And she said, "Oh, that's nice. What channel are you a reporter for?" So I guess my point is, if you believe in our message, I clearly still need your help getting the word out. But if you believe we ought to be putting forward voices from different kinds of communities, especially communities where young people grow up being told that success for them has to mean getting out, and you believe that we ought to have a different message about a future in those communities that is not about resentment, that recognizes that there's no such thing as an honest politics built on the word again, then I need your help. If you believe there's something to be said for, and this is not intended as a slight on the United States Congress, but if you think we'd be well served if that place started looking more like our best run cities and communities instead of the other way around, then I need your help. And if you believe that a focus on the future is not just something for young candidates and young voters, but something we can build an intergenerational alliance to defend, then I need your help. So can I look to you to help me make a few friends around this state? Well, then then you'll be seeing an awful lot of me. So thanks for being here tonight.
I know.
I'm sorry that the room filled up, but I'm glad we got to spend a few minutes together. I promise I'll be back quite often.
Woo! Beep, beep, beep.